This is the story of two of the most courageous cricketers in history. February 10th, 2003. Zimbabwe were ready to host their first ever World Cup match. But for Andy Flower and Henry Olonga, it was about more than cricket. Zimbabwe's greatest player, side by side with its youngest ever and first black player, were there to make a statement. Shortly before the match, they released a statement to the press, mourning the death of democracy in Zimbabwe. And then they made a statement of their own by wearing black armbands during the tournament. They were protesting against Robert Mugabe's regime, whose government had been accused of election fraud and human rights abuses. No one else in the team, except Andy's brother Grant, knew about the protest. Flower scored 39 and Olonga went wicketless as Zimbabwe comfortably won a rain-affected contest. But the protest and the aftermath of speaking out against Mugabe overshadowed the result. Olonga was dropped from the team immediately and kicked off the team bus by a Zimbabwe Cricket Union official, playing just once more in the tournament. But as Zimbabwe's best player, Flower kept his place, with an attempt to remove him prevented only by the threat of a full-scale player boycott. Zimbabwe went on to qualify for the Super 6 stage held in South Africa, thanks in part to England's boycott of their fixture in Harare on safety grounds. Following their eventual exit from the tournament, Olonga was forced into hiding in South Africa, faced with death threats and the threat of treason charges, punishable by death in Zimbabwe. Under pressure from the government, both players moved to the UK after being exiled from Zimbabwe, with Olonga's flight paid for by a mystery South African benefactor. Age 34, Flower had already planned to call time on his Zimbabwe career after the World Cup and had a contract with Essex lined up. But Olonga was only 26, with his whole career ahead of him before the protest. He's since gone on to forge a successful new career as a singer and public speaker and has lived in Australia since 2015. Flower actually returned to Zimbabwe in 2023 for the first time in over 2 decades, joining the commentary team for the Cricket World Cup qualifier. But Olonga still hasn't returned since taking a stand, even after Mugabe's death in 2019. The 2027 World Cup, co-hosted by Zimbabwe, could provide an opportunity to do so after nearly 25 years.